Oh, my computer must have.
We hear. All right.
What's up, brother Phillips?
I'm good. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you for welcoming me back. I feel good about that welcome back.
Well,
I felt it.
Thank you for welcoming me back.
Thank you for welcoming me back. It's good to be back, sir. What's up, everybody? Oh, come on, Twitter. Twitter's already on fire. Oh, that's a cool picture, Unmasked Beaver. Look at that.
Yeah,
Check
one
that.
of her
Oh,
shirt. Yep.
yeah, she is. It's a girl, right?
Yes.
Well, Unmasked Beaver, you don't know anymore. We don't judge. Wow, look at that, dude. I got to say, I look pretty damn good right where that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Unmasked Beaver. Thank you. All right, let me retweet that just because I'm a retweeter. Oh, Scott Livingston is in the house. I'm going to share this right now. I'm going to tag Miss Martha in there. Boom. I'll get to you in a second, Livingston.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, Ron Phillips said. It's going to be a good one, folks. We're going to talk some serious paranormal. All right. Write a post.
Leprechaun. Good evening, buddy.
Leprechaun, what's up, buddy? Share the news feed. Man.
90 seconds.
Looking forward to talking with Martha. Boom. There we go. I'll do all my spell checks. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Let's roll, kids. Livingston talking crap because I'm not in there. Copy, post. All right, one more here. Share to a group. Situation room.
Jason Goki. Anyone hear about the Google Time Crystal?
Oh, no, but I want to hear more.
1 minute.
1 minute, folks. Hey, kids, come on, buckle up. Let's ready rock and roll. Oh, I got to sign into the pages and see what Scott Livingston is saying. I think he might be attracted to me. He worries me sometimes.
Yeah.
Livingston, we're going to be, never mind, we have an announcement, Livingston. It's going to be quick, but listen real close when we announce it.
He says, hello, honey, I'm home.
What up, my bro? Oh. Livingston, we're going to be, never mind, we have an announcement, Ron, that was
I
me.
got you. 30 seconds.
All right, here we go. Let me refresh this. And this is going to be me again here, Phil. No, that
20
was good.
seconds.
What's up, Andrew? Toby, Andrew, I got your call, dude. I'm going to call you tomorrow morning when I'm in my office. Ron's yelling at me to shut up. Here we go.
1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Journey into the matrix of the mind. Stretch your imagination and challenge reality. Abnormal realities are beacons for the imagination. What society deems abnormal may be more real than we think. This is Abnormal Realities with your hosts, Ron Phillips and Rocci Stucci.
Oh, look it. It's not a replay. Oh, because
It
I
is.
wasn't here.
You're a real guy. Let me pinch you there.
Folks, welcome to the program. I am back. Thank you all so much for your love and patience. As everybody saw, I had to take a quick trip up to the good old state of Minnesota, and I got to see mom and dad for a little bit. But
it was a good visit.
It was a good visit. A lot of driving. I'm just going to leave it there.
But we're going back, right?
All right, folks, listen up. We're going to make this.
I just threw you right into it. I just tossed it to you, and you grabbed it. Snatch.
Dude, that's what we do. I grabbed what? He said, grabbed and snatch.
I got you.
Don't say nothing, Livingston.
All right.
Hey, folks, really quick, because we do not want to waste the time, because we have an amazing guest tonight, and there is so much to talk about. The chances are it's going to be a multiple show. We'll get her back on here in the future, because I got questions. But October 16th, listen up, Livingston. October 16th, Ron Phillips, Rocci Stucci are traveling all the way up to the land of the frozen, the state of Minnesota, and we are going to, and of course, the thing, Scotty Roberts is going to be with us.
Okay, cool.
And we are going to be doing the Phantom's Feast. We are going to be leading a ghost hunt after Jim Cunningham's program sold out.
Nice.
And we are going to be taking people around the Minnesota Renaissance Ground doing a mini paranormal investigation. That is going to be October 16th, maybe even the 15th.
Okay.
Got to work out some details with Brother Ron, but the 16th for sure. And
We
then
were supposed to do that before the show, We were supposed to work out those
I
details.
was busy.
He
I was talking
busy.
to Martha. We got things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And then one more thing really quick. October 17th, there is going to be a live broadcast at Russo Brothers Restaurant off of Payne Avenue where we will be reliving the old East Side. We're going to be having people there, some of the old school Italian community.
That's going to be fun, dude.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of...
Are we going to get to eat? Sorry, that's the first thing on my mind.
So that's going to be Sunday, October 17th, Russo Brothers Restaurant from 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock. That'll be live. That'll be streaming. And you're going to see a lot of Italians coming up and having a conversation with Ron and I in a packed house. So 16th, Renaissance Grounds, Ghost Hunt. 17th, Russos. And then we're going down in the basement doing some spirit box. But
no,
Ron,
no, we're not. Okay, maybe you are.
Now you're going down by yourself, and we're going to stream you down there all by yourself. Come on.
Your microphone's about to fall out.
Is it?
All right, everybody. Tonight's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on this one for the last couple of weeks since we booked her. So tonight we are very proud to welcome our guest, Martha Hazzard Decker. She is an author, a researcher, and an investigator, not just in the paranormal. So Martha is an author, researcher, and investigator, sometimes even in the paranormal world. She has been involved in investigating the paranormal since 1999 and is the founder of East Texas Paranormal. She was on Portals to Hell in 2020 and can be seen on Death Walker with Nick Groff. Her experience includes investigating private homes, commercial businesses, historical sites, and public locations, and everything else in the bio we'll talk about, I'm sure, while
we got a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. And plus, there's some good stories. She's already telling the stories before the show, kind of freaking me out a little bit. But join me, guys, in welcoming Miss Martha to the show. Let's see if I can get... Where is it? Right?
There. Boom. What's up, Miss Martha? How you doing, girl?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Outstanding.
I guess you are too, huh?
He is now.
Yep. Because these are my favorite shows. And I'm not going to lie, we've been talking about the Hill House.
Oh, man. And almost every show.
Yeah, because it's awesome. And so many other locations that we've been wanting to hit here in the Texas area. I mean, Texas, greatest country in the world. That's all I'm saying. It's a beautiful thing.
What? Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, we got to go around. Come on, brother.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, so Miss Martha, let us know. We're going to get into your book. We're going to talk about a lot of your investigations. We're going to talk about you. I couldn't believe this when she told me this. 3 nights she stayed in the haunted Hill House. And I don't know if I can even get Ron Phillips in there for 5 minutes.
Dude, you're not getting me into the haunted Hill House.
Martha.
Without holding my hand.
Help a brother. A what?
Well, yeah. Hey, I'll just shame you into it.
Most people will, Martha. That's okay. Yeah, most people will. Sorry for the echo, guys. We got that fixed.
So, Martha, tell us about you. I mean, what got you in? This is one of the most fascinating parts because everybody kind of has a story. But what got you involved in the paranormal research?
Probably because my first experience, though, if it was paranormal or alien, I don't know, but I was about 4 years old when something happened. So I've had things happen to me off and on all my life. And yeah, I can remember growing up, I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and there wasn't anybody I could go to, to find out information. So we're talking back in the 60s, back in the 50s, 60s, early 70s. And the only way I could learn stuff was, you think about back there in the early 60s, was Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yep, that's right.
They had Holzer and
So, folks, we are having trouble with the internet connection tonight, so bear with us, please.
Go ahead. Ed and Lauren, you just got a little choppy there for a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ed and Lorraine Warren, Hans Holzer. There's somebody else, Edgar Casey.
Yep.
I just read everything that I could about them, trying to learn about stuff. And then the adventure part came from reading Kon-Tiki. It was Thor Heyerdahl. So I threw a lot of stuff in there.
Well, I've been watching some of the Holzer files. Dave Schrader's a friend of mine. We lived in the same town together. And I didn't know a lot about Holzer until Dave actually started doing the show. And back in those days, in the 60s and the 70s, and Lorraine Warren, they were beyond their time. They were doing research, in a world where, it was taboo. People looked at it as, type of witchcraft, even type of research. And, if it wasn't for people like that, I don't think that it would be where it's at today. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I agree. For example, trying to find somebody or some more books, to learn about all this stuff that was affecting me, I had to pull out the phone book and look in the yellow pages. I know there's people around that don't even know what that is anymore. And then try to figure out, how can I find it? Because nobody talked metaphysical back then.
Yep.
So I think it finally came down to witchcraft. And I found one store that had a bunch of books. And I went in there and couldn't find anybody that was really good to talk to. But, I tried. And
so, Martha, when you were talking,
really,
yep.
I was going to say, so really, things really started plugging along a lot better about 99. And then by 2000, when I retired from law enforcement, that's when I started my team.
Oh. Well, thank you for your service in law enforcement. We're grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When you said that you were trying to figure out what were you dealing with? Was this stemming from an experience you had at a younger age? With UFO or some paranormal experience?
It was a lot of paranormal experiences, and it turned out my sister and I were actually both having similar experiences. That we didn't like each other then, so we didn't talk, as little kids. But you know how that goes. Mm-hmm. But I would see things, I would hear things, and of course, it's like my whole life. You hear that person behind you hollering your name that's not there. I hear that. I've seen things. Shoot, I can remember looking out my window, and it wasn't drug induced, even though it was like 69 or 70. But we had woods behind us, and there weren't woods. This was on a full moon night. I looked out there, and the woods were back there, but off to the left, and there was just like a field with high grasses and so on behind our house. And I'm watching these people. I'll never forget this. I'm watching these people come marching out of the woods with their torches, like they used to light the torches to see when they went around. Yeah, and they were marching, and the turn in the bend went straight into our backyard. And they were marching, we're walking, all with a purpose, it was an angry, determined mob that I don't know what they're going to do, because I was in high school, and when they turned and started walking towards the house, that's where you jump in your bed and put the sheets over your head.
So these people were real. They were real people.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
they may have been at one time.
All right. That's what I was.
Okay, now that's
I feel so much better. I feel so much better.
Now it got weird. Okay.
Yeah, my kind of story.
No.
Wow.
Well, it was. I mean, it's back there, and it wasn't. In this thing, and that's another thing that's left quite the lasting impression on me.
What
the heck?
Anytime, I remember, folks, you got to understand, sheets. When you're afraid, sheets will protect you. They will protect you. Just as long as you can't see what's in front of you, you're good. Yep. You know what I mean?
I know that firsthand. Yes.
What?
That and my pill do. Yeah, baby.
What?
Right up high.
Stop. What are you talking about, bro?
I see what you did there. Okay.
Sorry, Martha. Yeah. Ron gets me going. He lets me use his bidet. You know what I mean? So we have a relationship. All right. So, folks.
The sheets will keep the spiders off you.
Yes. Okay. All right. That is a real thing. Coming from the north, coming down to Texas, you need to learn spider defense. That should be mandatory course the first week you are in Texas. Spider defense.
Yeah. The snakes aren't that bad. It's them damn spiders.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. And the June bugs.
Or and the scorpions.
I haven't seen any scorpions. I lived in Dallas, Fort Worth all my life, and I've never seen a scorpion in this location. Now, West Texas, that's a completely different. And then, of course, my wife's family's all from East Texas. So, and I haven't seen any out there either. But
there's a plenty.
Yep.
I'm sure
I
there are.
don't want to see when I saw a tarantula, and I'm good. I'm good for like 8 years.
So I don't want to forget.
Yes.
We've got these photos that we need her to talk through too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So now, before let's set the storyline here. Now, Martha, you sent us some photos, and I want to share these with the audience. One of them literally freaks me out, and that's the door. That's the one in the door. Similar experience I had at an old farmhouse, and I saw it with my bare eyes. And what I can't explain to people is the feeling you feel when you see something like that, right?
Yeah.
So Martha, let's start out with that photo, the one of the
Shadow Man.
Is that what we're
Yeah.
okay?
This is the Shadow Man. Now, this is a trailer that sits outside the Hill House, correct?
Right.
Oh.
That was Phil Kirchhoff. He's the one who owned the house prior to Kathy and Estes, and that was in his trailer. And they got the trailer when they bought the house, but they have a new camper back there now. That one, Phil was in there, and Phil thought he was going to die because that trailer, something came and just slammed into the side of it so hard, just boom, 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 that the trailer started to tip over.
No way.
And
Oh, wow.
Oh my
that
God.
was it.
So,
that
so,
was it.
so we're looking at the image right now.
That was the last time.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
looking at the Shadow Man image of him in the window, and I mean, people can make that person out. There's no question about that. And I've got a more up close image.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Bring
right
it up.
there.
I mean, you see it all. You see the shoulder, you see the arm, you see the hands, you see the fingers, you see the eyeballs looking at Ron.
Yeah. Is that literally no one in that building right there, or is that someone standing in it?
No, that's nobody's in the camper.
All right, go back to
living
the
person
original picture one time. Just go back to the original picture because I have a question. In the original picture, we have the head and we have the full body, but above to the left a little bit, it looks like an eyeball. You know what I'm
I
talking?
haven't noticed that, but that no camper at all. It was completely empty.
My goodness, I don't know.
Completely.
I don't know. I
That's
the new camper that's there, when Kathy is in there by herself, she says the Shadow Man's out there shaking it, and stayed in camper as well with them. And I'm in the living room on the couch, and I just think it's sunny back in the bedroom. For the longest, I'm just kind of moving around, so the camper, shook a little. What? And then Maria, a friend of mine, we do a psychic class. We were both in there the last time, and we both thought the other person was just moving around, and we were both just dead still. So we finally figured out that's the shaking that Kathy feels, and sometimes it's more shaking.
I don't. My God, if it shook, you're on your own, Ron. Because I'm faster than you. I'm out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is something I do want to put my eyes on when we're there. I want to see this dude standing.
Martha, did you hear that? Is it for the record?
I do. Yeah.
You heard that?
I heard.
All right.
Now,
now
the creepier picture for me is the next one we're going to talk about.
Come on, brother.
And that's Toby, right, Martha?
Right. That's Toby.
All right.
Who is standing there with him?
There was an event going on at the house, and there were some people there, and the person who took the photograph, Stacy, was wearing a GoPro, and she heard something, and she just decided to snap a picture. And none of the shows have shown it, so this is kind of like the first time. It's in my presentation when I speak at the conferences. I always show this picture.
All right, so we haven't shown it yet, but I'm about to put it up for everybody to look at now. What is to her right? What are we looking at to her right in this photo?
Well, there's a wall there, and there's just a little opening, and that's where Toby is sticking his head out.
Okay.
Is that his teeth that I see with a big old smile, or what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep,
Do you see him?
Oh, I didn't even see the teeth. Oh, shoot.
All right, here's a little bit tighter shot.
Dude, I got like chills on my calves right now. It's the weirdest thing.
That is a wicked looking whatever.
Whoo. Okay. All right. Keep that picture on.
So that's Toby. And if you go listen like to their Facebook page, they have a lot of live feed that they've done. And then they shoot me the short videos that they pick up on their security cam that I throw over on my TikTok. And Toby always sounds the same. The people who live there for 20 years are the ones that named him Toby. And him's not a him. Him is an entity. You know, never was a living person, as you can tell.
That's nuts, right?
And
the teeth.
Toby is what you hear that hisses and growls and almost sounds kind of reptilian or lizardy. And it just, his voice is always the same. I've had him wake me up from sleep.
You slept there with Toby?
By myself in the house.
Okay. Okay. So keep this picture up, right?
Yeah.
So Martha, we have the video, we have the picture up right now of the smiling Toby. That is insane. And I'm having a hard time.
It's just a wicked looking
dude.
Now, what is to her right? Is that like a hole in the wall, or is that?
Yeah.
That's the attic, isn't it?
They're up in the attic, and there's actually a crawl space back there.
Oh.
My God.
That's where Ron is going.
No, it's not.
A little opening.
Yeah, Ron's going there.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Okay, wow. Martha, can you please, while we keep this picture on the screen, can you please explain to people, because now when I watched that one show with Osborne,
Jack Osborne.
Osborne.
I don't know. I don't remember the name of the show.
I just watched it last week. It was what was that show? It was in the bio. I know the show. I've watched.
Okay. Portals to Hell.
Portals to Hell. Yep. Now Katrina.
Portals to Hell,
yep.
And then they've shown other stuff on the Fright Night with the Ghost Brothers.
That's right, the Ghost Brothers, man. I saw that on Fright Night as well. Now, Katrina actually was really impacted by this location, and they talked about Toby a lot. So, what is the history of Toby? I mean, what happened with Toby?
Well, I did an extensive interview with somebody who grew up in the house. And my next book will have more. I have it in my book on some of our interview, but there's also an unsolved murder that may have occurred in this house. And in the last 11 years or so. So she told me that her sister was upstairs with a friend using a Ouija board. They were teenagers and they were in like high school.
Bad move.
And and that the family was into some occult practices. Mm-hmm. Her family was, I don't know what, like her grandfather. There was stuff going on with her grandfather. And she claimed that they summoned Toby, and they're the ones that gave him the name of Toby. And Toby is very ancient. Toby's been around for a long time. Toby is not a ghost, not a spirit. Toby is not necessarily good. Toby is a trickster. Toby does a lot of things. You know, Toby woke me up hissing in my ear one night when I was asleep.
No, that's right.
And then I was in the house by myself. And another time, I think he was like a child in a way. You know how a child will keep poking and poking, trying to get your attention. So I heard it, didn't open my eyes, absolutely ignored it, went right back to sleep. And so another time after that, I was in the house. And as soon as I lay down, so I'm fully wide awake, I just lay down, closed my eyes. I swear if I opened my eyes, we would have been nose to nose.
Oh, hell no. Nope.
Could like feel the spittle and the air from him hissing.
Hell no.
Hissing like hissing?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I didn't open my eyes. I just ignored it. I went back, and I went to sleep.
Oh my God.
So during the
how do you just go back to sleep?
That I was there. Hey, I was a cop,
Oh,
good point.
Man, that's
good
a good
point.
point.
That's a good point.
It takes a lot to really scare me. The third time he hissed, growled, roared, whatever it was at me, he startled me. What? He shook the whole house.
Oh.
That was when I was there on those 3 days.
Yeah.
It was mostly quiet, calm, residual stuff going on. The second night, I'm about to call it a night, and I close the computer, turn off the TV, and I'm totally relaxed. And all of a sudden, I hear from upstairs the loudest combo of like hiss, roar, growl, all of it combined into one. And, it startled me, of course. So I go run to the door and look up, because I'm in the kitchen. So I go to the hall and look up, and I just yell at him like, well, I heard you, what, what's your point? And then I went out, to go out on the front porch to kind of decompress, let the adrenaline kind of wind down. And as I did, I triggered the security camera. And as I walked past the security camera, Kathy called because they were worried about me, because what they picked up on the security camera was, look, Toby made her turn red. He'll get her later.
Oh, no. No. Mm-mm. Wow.
And you went back in?
And
So-
she does. She goes back in there all the
I
time.
went back in. Yeah, I went back in, but Kathy was worried about me, bless her heart. So there's some friends that are about 5 minutes away. She called, and they came and stayed for just a little while and I wouldn't let them investigate, because the point for me to be there was to see what day-to-day life would be like if you were living in that house. And so, I told Ryan, nope, can't investigate. Just, you got to chill. So they didn't investigate. And then they were gone. And then when they were gone, I noticed that the door in Joshua's room was open, and it had been closed. And it can stay closed for weeks, and then it'll open. What? So I go, and I'm by myself. I go upstairs, and as I go upstairs, it triggers another security camera, and Toby's room is up there. And I said something to Toby about, that was you last night, wasn't it? Something along those lines. And you hear immediately right after that, yeah.
Oh. Son
And
of
so,
a bitch.
And that was on the recording. I didn't physically hear that, because I go in there and I shut the door, jump around, and I didn't see till later, after I watched it a number of times, that there was a couple of shadows that went in there with me, and they left with me. But as soon as I walked out that door and turned the corner, that door opened right back up again.
Well, honestly, though, Martha, we have a few seconds before we have to be out. Folks, we're going to go take a break. But, honestly, that's what we're there for, right? I mean, that's what we look for.
Exactly.
And I get it. From my experiences, I can relate. You're very brave. I'm going to give you a ton of credit on that, because it would be hard for me to go back in there, especially after you get the growl and the hiss. You know what I mean? But, folks, hey, Abnormal Realities. We have Martha Decker on the program with us. We're talking about the Haunted Hill House. RomikaDesigns.com, kids. Get over there. RomikaDesigns.com. Ron Phillips.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as soon as we come back from the break.
Yeah.
Romika Designs.
Boom.
AbnormalRealities.com. Guys, we'll be back in just a second.
Boom.
Hi, and thank you for listening.
The hissing? Bro.
Yeah, no, I'm out on the hissing, dude.
Well, so I get it. I do. I get it.
Yeah, but she was talking about if she had opened her eyes, she would have been nose to nose to him. Oh, no.
She felt like spittle.
Spittle, yeah. Nope. No.
I mean, if I felt your spittle, I'm saying, dude, you're too close.
Yeah, let's back off a little bit. Yeah, we guys, we'll be back with Martha here in just a second.
It's real though. You know what I'm saying? That's real.
Yeah, because I want to talk to her about this bruise. We've got a picture of a woman that's got a bruise on her knee, on her leg. It's pretty crazy. So
now we only talked about Toby. To my understanding, there's a couple more in there.
The Shadow Man. We talked about him. He's out in the trailer. That was the first one we looked at. Yeah.
All right. Man.
There are several videos on YouTube about this place.
I know, brother. We have to go.
Okay, Rocky.
But you got to be brave with me. Do
60
not
seconds.
leave me in any location by myself. I'm telling you, that's not what bros do.
Scott Livingston, Ron, me, and Audrey will stay overnight and play strip poker with Toby.
You know, dude, you're talking crap, dude. You know what? Toby, if you can hear me. See, he's talking smack. That's what happens to people when bad shit happens, Livingston. You talk smack, bad things happen.
Yep.
That's what happened to that truck driver.
30 seconds.
At the Palmer house, he wanted to flap his gums.
Jamie says, my question is, does she sleep with the lights on now?
I do.
Yeah.
I do for real.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, back in 15.
You know, Martha don't. Dude, she goes back in by
Threesome
herself.
of some kind? Or you got a co-licker?
Shame on you guys.
A co-licker.
Is in the gutter.
Off track. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Live free. Mojo 50.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Abnormal Realities. I'm Ron Phillips. This is Rocky, Touchy Man Stucci. What is it with you and touching people?
It was the right opportunity. I got to seize the opportunity.
Because my arm was up.
It was.
Reach up.
Are you cold?
Oh, my God.
Bitch, what?
All right, folks, welcome back. Let's talk about this sponsor real quick.
Yep. Oh, look at that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Romika Designs. We are a laser engraving, laser cutting, and craft building company. We've just put up a bunch of new stuff on the website. Go out and check it out. That's romikadesigns.com. romikadesigns.com. You can find us on Facebook and all the other socials at Romika Designs.
You keep getting Misty upset, dude. She's going to be selling you.
Yeah. We're trying to decide right now whether to move all of our website and all of our carts to a different platform.
Yeah.
That has a lot more functionality. So,
Yep. I saw it. Do it.
All right, guys, we're back with Martha Decker. Just want to say thank you for joining us, Martha.
Yeah.
We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Martha, we're a weird crew, but we love being weird.
That's why it's called Abnormal Realities.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with the paranormal. It's him.
What?
Okay. So let's talk about this other photograph we have. Who is this and what happened to their leg?
Is that the one with the bruise?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's Jennifer. Jennifer also has a team called Dark Hallows, and she was there for some event. I wasn't there, and she lay down on the bed in the axe room, and the axe room is the one I stay in where Toby likes to hiss at me. And
that's the
took a
one
nap.
with the
And when
axe
she
in
woke
the axe handles in the drawer, or the axe and the axe handle.
Yeah.
Right.
And she took a nap in there, and when she woke up, she had that bruise.
Wow.
So she had that bruise. Like I've been bitten and scratched.
What?
In the house too. Yeah.
What?
And missing time.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So that's going to lead us into the conversation that of the team that went in there and the girl got yanked off the bed. Tell us about that. Who they were, why they were in there, where they were from, and what happened.
Yeah, and by the way, Martha, I sent that video to Ron at like 11 at night, and he would not watch it till the morning.
I watched it the next morning.
Yep.
On hair. I don't know who she is. I just know that they had booked the house for the evening. You know, people can go and book a stay at the house. And while they were there, she went on the bed, and I don't remember what they were saying or anything.
There were several in the room, if I'm not mistaken.
Like everybody else.
You had somebody with the camera.
Yeah.
Somebody standing next to her.
Yeah. Her boyfriend and whoever the group was that came, and she sat on that bed, and you saw how she got jerked off of that bed. Yep. I don't think a human could.
Well, she ended up in the floor, and it freaked her the hell out because she's sitting laughing. She's kind of laid back on the bed, and she's laughing one moment. In the very next moment, she just gets whipped right out. Off the bed.
Whipped out.
Into the floor. Yeah.
And Martha, I watched that video probably 20 times because that's what you do. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. We watch that stuff over and over again because, you just don't know. I couldn't find anything suspicious in that video. But to see her, I mean, she got like somebody was so really mad at her, like, what I did at least once. I was mad at her. Took her off the couch like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you did. Okay.
All right.
Where did you send me that? Was that in Messenger? I should have had that video.
You know what? I will find it and we will show it. But now, after that happened, there's a part 2. Scott Livingston, listen up. All right, dude, because you're talking stuff. And
there was a part 2.
Now, there was a part 2 to this. What happened, Martha?
So her boyfriend got upset. And he went in there a little while later. I don't know how long, but he goes in there with a typical, you do that to a woman. What about me? I'm a man, and yada, yada, all the typical stuff. Well, it went and it punched into the wall. You can kind of almost see his feet go up off the ground as he gets slammed in the wall. Then he runs out. So
He got slammed into the wall because he went in there
smacking,
a badass.
Smacking his
Yep.
You just don't,
Right.
I'm going to be honest with you, Martha. I remember when the craze was really big. Back when Ghost Adventures first came out, Ghost Hunters was a big thing. It was a big fad throughout the entire country. And everybody wanted to be the Zach Baggins. Everybody wanted to go in there and flex their muscles, and they wanted to talk game. They wanted to provoke. I am not a provoker. I'm anti that, just because you learn a lot in this field, especially through humility, when you act like an idiot in such a location. You know what I mean?
Right. So they don't allow children there. They don't allow Ouija boards. They don't allow drinking, drugs. And of course, sometimes people do the drugs and the drinking.
Right.
You're not supposed to provoke. They want it as a research center, more or less. And Kathy was sleeping in there sometime. I don't know if it was before or after that incident. And she woke up with her hair wrapped around the bedpost.
What the hell?
Yes.
Could you imagine just seeing somebody's hair move and just start being tied around a bedpost with nothing visible to the...
It's kind of freaky. I found this. I found where you sent it to me, but it doesn't look like it's on there anymore.
All right. So now, Martha, this is the part I really want to get into. And honestly, you know what? We joke around. I know Scott is joking around in there. We take this super serious. I investigated a location. I had it for a year. We dubbed it ourselves. We call it the Fern Hill House. And I always said to people, if you ever wanted to prove the existence of ghosts, it would have been in a house like that, similar to this house here. And I did start going there at the beginning by myself, and then something changed, right? To where I felt very uncomfortable going into this location. Like after dark, I wouldn't go in the basement. I don't know if that was more like an intuitive thing, right? But now you stayed in the home because you were writing a book. Correct me if I'm wrong. You stayed in the house for 3 days and slept there for 3 nights.
Right. I've been there, slept there probably a couple of dozen times at least by myself in the house. And, and sometimes, when people come and they rent the place, they have insane activity, and sometimes, they don't. And I think sometimes some of the activity really depends on the person's inches.
100%. Do you ever...
Or what they bring with them.
Do you ever, when you were sleeping there, or even after, have you ever experienced dreams, maybe dreams that were maybe messages or maybe like bad dreams?
No, but I took a couple of friends there Friday night. We stayed there for my birthday.
Oh, happy
and
birthday.
They have not been, thank you. So they had not been to the house before, and Henry started having dreams about the house. And people will have dreams about the house before they get there or sometimes after. And his dreams had to do with what he didn't know, that we think there's still some other buried bodies around on the property, possibly.
Oh.
And he started dreaming about that. And then Nancy, his significant other, the day of, we went on there Friday, she was getting ready. She was in the shower, and she came out of the shower with 3 scratches along her neck.
Hell.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Okay.
But it was very calm while we were there. We heard some hisses and, little things like that, but there wasn't anything insane at the house.
So I'm gonna man up with you here for a second, Martha. I did an event one time at the Palmer House, had a couple experiences that were interesting, and kind of freaked me out a little bit because this was at the beginning of my paranormal career, and I promise you that the 2 nights that I stayed there, I was in the most haunted room, Raymond's room, room 22, and I did not take a shower. I did not take my shoes off. And I slept on my back with the TV and the lights on. I, honest to God, excuse my language that I'm going to use right now because I want to respect our guests, but I didn't even want to poop in the room because if something happened while I was busy, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
well,
I'm not, there's no sleeping for me.
I was by myself. In fact, the first few times I was at the house with events, helping with events, I stayed in a hotel the first few times. And then I stayed in the house with Kathy and Sonny a few times. And then I started, as I grew more comfortable, I started staying by myself at the house. What we did this weekend is we tried actually some UFO or alien type contact stuff outside, because they've had on their security cameras, they had people walking by the security camera triggering it, and what they got was, those are humans. And then they got another EVP the same way with the security cameras that said there was a demon on the ceiling and the Greys got it. They came and took it away.
What?
And they've seen some things out in the back too. Now they have a mountain behind them.
Yep.
You know, a little mountain, but they have a mountain where Sam Bass probably has his gold buried, and that's a whole nother story.
Oh. Oh.
So, yeah.
All right, so this is something that Ron and I we started talking about in regards to we were talking about people that did that, where they were able to do some kind of signaling, and crafts would show up in the sky. So when you did this is fascinating. You did this because, you know, I always wonder, is there a correlation? Just like where there's a lot of UFO sightings, there's a lot of Sasquatch or Bigfoot sightings, or a lot of paranormal events.
Right.
So did you have any experiences when you were trying to do that, trying to make contact or communication with terrestrial life?
I don't think we did. And what we were using something Steve Dogger put together with his CE5 for the contact with a fifth dimension. And we were running some through the speakers out there. We were running the sounds that they were able to capture inside crop circles. And we were out there for about a half working on that. And then same thing, they had the sound they did. So it's been a while, but they did a big meditation group with on Mount Shasta in California. And then they had the sounds from that. So we played that too. We were out there for a while trying to do that.
So I was wondering, you know, because a lot of people believe, just through conversations, a lot of people believe that there's a lot of telepathy when it comes to terrestrial beings. Do you believe, or even with spirit, even with ghosts, do you believe that they're able to hear you without you speaking, kind of telepathically?
Well, yes, according to some of the friends that I have that are very knowledgeable in this, one is Jane Nelms. She's in her 70s now. She's been abducted numerous times. There's supposed to be some kind of a documentary being made about her. She's been on like 2020, you know, a long, long time ago. And she's in the Dallas chapter of not MUFON, but there's another group like that, you know, a long time ago. And let me tell you the stuff at her place. And then I've got some other people that are the same way. There's a house in Mineola called the O.P. Pyle House, which is very haunted. But Dr. Heidi Hoke and David also are doing a lot of the UFO stuff too. And they're, you know, so we were together not too long ago talking about that and working on some of that stuff.
I sent you that video in Messenger.
So Kathy and Sonny have seen the stuff, have seen things at the house and, you know, Hill House also.
Have you ever been to Goatman's Bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
Tell me, talk to me. It's right by my house, kind of, about half an hour away.
Well, I went in the daytime, you know, because there's a bunch of hiking trails and there's a lot of families and everything. So I went there and, you know, I didn't see anything, didn't feel anything. Is it real? Is it just a myth? Don't know, because some people say that it's just an urban legend, that the Goatman never existed. But I haven't gone at night. But you can go anytime you want at night, you know. It's always there.
Well, you know, when you say it like that, I don't know if I want to go anymore.
Yeah, I know. But what are the hauntings that are at Goatman's Bridge? So that when it starts playing initially,
hey everybody,
yeah, I'll turn you off for a second.
All right.
When it starts playing initially, it's kind of wonky, but then they spin it over, so you'll have to move down a little bit farther.
Oh, this is the bed.
Yeah, this is the one. So move it down a little bit, and you'll see where they are laying on the bed. So make that full screen, and I'll go over to it.
We're showing the video. Oh, son of a bitch! She just got. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Got a little excited.
Yeah, pull this. So this is at the Hill House, guys.
Jesus!
Jerked down. She didn't fall. She didn't roll over. She got jerked.
Is that you?
Do it again.
Is that you, Martha?
That's No, that's Kathy.
Okay.
That's Kathy, the owner.
Boom.
Oh,
She got jerked.
Now go down farther. It's a kind of a backed out version of it.
oh.
She got jerked down.
And you slept in this bed?
Not that one.
Oh, thank God.
Not that one. That's in Jacob's room.
Yeah,
I go to
right.
the axe room.
Okay. The axe room.
Are you going to play it?
Yeah, I just got caught up with the axe room.
Okay. Yeah.
I had visions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. All right, here we go. This is crazy. What is the axe room?
Well, there's an axe that's in there, a handle, and Greg Lawson, who's a detective with, I thought it was Bear County, but I think it's Travis County, one of the two sheriff's departments. He was at the
Oh.
house and by himself with his dog. And he had such an insane experience. He had pebbles, rocks being tossed at him from upstairs when he's in the hall. He chased glass break all night long, and there was no glass broken anywhere. And his dog, which is his dog's a cadaver dog. His dog, and there's been dogs there before his, has not been the same. His dog actually suffered PTSD from the house.
What?
Going down farther,
Yeah.
the guy gets
Yeah,
busted
and
here in a
now
bit.
and Greg will not stay at the house by himself. He'll stay there with other people, but not by himself.
All right, so
He's been to Transylvania and all
Ooh.
sorts of places.
I want to go to
He's
Transylvania.
never been in a place like. Yeah, he said that was nothing compared to the Hill House.
Really? All right, no, how do you explain? Oh, Jesus.
That
We
dude,
just
that
showed
dude cut out, didn't he?
he cut out. I mean, he left the
Holy
women.
crap.
He left the women. Look, he just left the girls.
Wow.
Martha, I would never do that to you, what he just did to those women. I'm just saying for the record.
He
I
got
would be there
he
to
got
protect you.
pushed, and then he split those two people on his way out the door.
Dude, he should be playing NFL football the way he left that damn room.
Wow.
Man.
Guys, you can find that that came from a Facebook post. If you just do a search for
I'll just embed it into an article about this show.
Yeah. We'll put it on the website.
abnormalrealities.com. How do you explain the glass? Because I've had experiences in regards to different sounds like that, but we could never identify where these sounds came from. How do you? What do you think that is? It glass just maybe that we can't see?
I have no idea. Nobody else does either. You don't, I don't know, but it sounded like windows breaking. It sounded like, collectibles type things breaking. How do they make sounds? Because I hear a lot of audible stuff in the house. How does it make that? Kathy and I were there the afternoon after I had that hiss, growl, roar thingy. And we were in the house by ourselves that afternoon, and we heard upstairs what sounded like somebody, and we only heard one word, and we weren't expecting anything, so we couldn't tell you what it was, but it sounded like an old time tinny PA system type thing is what it sounded like. And it sounded just like Sonny, her husband, but Sonny was not in the house. He was not on the property. And then while we were there Friday night, Henry, twice people saw his doppelganger.
Oh my, that's so weird. Dude, I told you I'm psychic because I was just thinking about it.
You were just thinking about doppelgangers, or
Yeah,
what?
that was my, honest to God, over my children's grave. I swear over my children's grave, that was my next question was, do you experience doppelgangers in the house? That's so weird. I got chills. Chills, bro. Have you ever seen your own doppelganger?
No.
That would freak me out if I saw one of me. I'll be like,
No.
oh, there's only room for one of us.
There's only room for one
Yep.
meatball in the
Meatball,
house.
one meatball. So what are some other places that you've, please, if you ever are looking for friends to come with you to the Haunted Hill House, I just know a couple guys, and one of them would be awesome to watch his first experience in a real haunted location. I don't know who, I'm just saying, nobody particular, but what are some, go ahead.
Well, I haven't gone to a lot of the murder places. You know, it's like I don't need to. Everything that you want to
We're losing.
experience. I've been to places that there's if you look up like Janet Ward on Facebook, her house has some activity, and she's over in Gatesville with her place.
Okay.
Of course, Jefferson, Texas, there's all kinds of haunted places in Jefferson.
I heard that.
The whole downtown has everything's haunted. Yeah.
Somebody told me about an
Yeah.
old feed mill or something
And-
that's in, or something in Jefferson. They were just at work the other day. They brought that up to me.
Really?
That's not too far from here.
It's not too far. I mean, it's a good ways. but
No.
Not too far. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, and they do a conference twice a year in Jefferson. They do a History, Haunts, and Legends conference in the first Saturday in November, the first Saturday in April. And they always have, besides the conference and the vendors and the speakers, I'm always speaking at that, they have usually 5 or 6 locations at night that's included as well. And so everybody gets to go to all those different locations. And they have one coming up in October that every time I walk past that place, you get the heebie-jeebies, you get the hair on the back of your neck. And just thinking about right now, I got goosebumps all over. That's going to be one of her new locations for November.
So when you talk, like you just were talking about a location, and because I experience that where I'll think of a location or an experience and my hair rises, or even some of the stories you mentioned, I get that, right? Do you think that's just empathy or an understanding of your experience, or do you think there's a spiritual connection there?
Well, I know that I have talked with Teal Gray, who is an author and a psychic, good friend of mine. We've talked about the house. She wrote a book about the house as well as I did. And we were talking about the children in the house, the children that have been murdered. And because a lot of people, like me included, will actually go read stories to the children. But we were over in McKinney or somewhere, somewhere McKinney, Louisville, somewhere around in there. And we start talking about the children, and all of a sudden the children were there surrounding us. You could feel them. You could just feel it in the goosebumps and everything. I think sometimes because the history has been real important to Kathy, and I think as the history is coming out more and more, and the stories are being told, it's changing everything. Not only that, but one of the things that Paul Beeben did with Paranormal Declassified is there have been other people in the paranormal that have been saying the last couple of years that the Demon House, the one that Zach Bagans bought and destroyed, they're saying that what was in that house portaled over to Hill House.
Snap!
Yeah,
son of a bitch. And that's
that's the one that drove him crazy.
Well,
and not only that, while they were filming, when Paranormal Declassified was filming at the house, you've got the woods, which are mostly humongous cactus, but going up. Kathy and Sonny were in the trailer, and they had taken a break in this house, and they were outside, and they thought Sonny was back there in the woods, and they're all waving to Sonny. Sonny's in the camper.
Oh boy.
So, and Tim Wood was there. He has the live sci-fi.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So Tim was there on that episode, and I think he's been back since.
Martha,
he got scratched in the axe room.
I believe that is possible. We talk about being followed home. I got yelled at more than once from the wife about things coming home with me. I believe that things can transfer to locations. This is where I run deep into my thoughts, is trying to understand why, when, where, following home. Why are they at that location? But they can follow you home. A location gets destroyed. They move. They claim territory. Who's in charge? Is there a boss? You get what I mean? I got all these questions that always run through my head in regards to that. But very real. I've even seen people do experiments where they remoted somebody in from another country, and they had that person through a service like we're using here, and they conducted the EVPs, but they were getting the recorded EVPs in another country. Explain that. I can't. but I got questions about it, and it's fascinating to me. Yes, brother. We think that you got to go to a singular location and it's there and it's stuck there and it can't, it's just, I don't know. Do you feel what I'm saying, Martha? It's just.
No, I know. Gary Woodward, you asked him about his equipment. His equipment kept talking about the house, and he'd never been to the house. And he was at other locations doing events, and his equipment keeps talking about the Hill House.
Oh.
So.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't you say earlier before the show, Martha, that some people who were not necessarily believers showed up to the house and it changed their mind?
Most definitely, and that was Sunday night. Yeah,
last Sunday.
No, last night, not Sunday, last night, Monday night. And he was, okay, so this one guy who is a very big skeptic was in the axe room, and he was sitting on a chaise lounge, and he had a headache. He got a headache in there, a bad headache. And then he started hearing scratching sounds that sound like they were coming from under the bed in the axe room. And then he felt burning on his face. And so he gets up and goes out of there, and they discover it's 2157, or I forget the exact numbers, like carved into his face. And they have pictures. What? And one of the things that Kathy does is she does exit view interviews with people. When they leave, like the next morning before they leave, she'll do an exit interview to ask, did anything happen? But they went back in there, Dylan went in there, and they looked under there, some of that they leave, they see things. There's all these scratch marks under the bed. Ooh. Now, there was a lady that slept in that bed a few weeks ago, and when she got up, she said her ear was hurting like she got stabbed. Well, Kathy put some hydrogen peroxide in her ear and pulled out a black shard of something.
What?
Wow.
That was in her
ear?
Yeah.
I don't want to find nothing in my ear.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't even like when I have wax in my ear, let alone a shard.
No kidding. This is look, Martha, your stories are phenomenal. I'm freaked out about going to this place. I'm already getting panicky, sweaty, and all that other mess. But listen, thank you so much for being on the show with us tonight. We've got about just over a minute.
Book.
But talk about your book real quick and where they can find it.
Okay, the book is Haunted Hill House, Where Spirits Speak, and they can find it on Amazon, or they can contact me if they want a signed copy.
Oh, I think I want a signed copy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Martha, please come back. We're going to extend an open invitation. You have anything new coming up? You have anything you want to talk about? We love these conversations, and we are so damn grateful for you, your research, all that you do. It's the fact that you stayed in that house for 3 days. That's a whole new level of respect that I have for somebody, because as a grown ass man who's 6'3", I'm 260 pounds. I may look tough, but I'm I'm not as tough as I look.
He's a big wuss like me.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, RomikaDesigns.com, abnormalrealities.com. Go get Martha's book, Haunted Hill House, or The Hill House. I don't remember which, but it's on Amazon. We will probably have copies of it available at some point in the future.
We're going to link it up. Ladies and gentlemen, abnormalrealities.com. Thank you, Martha. Ladies and gentlemen, be here tomorrow night. Another live broadcast right here. Ron Phillips, Rocci, Stucci. Take us home, brother.
See ya. All right, we are clear.
Whoa, I'm looking at this picture of you, Martha. This was a memory. I was looking for a picture of your book, and I'm looking at this picture of you holding the baby alien.
Right.
The baby alien.
Yeah.
You're friends with Scotty Roberts? How do you know Scotty Roberts? Are you just friends with Scotty Roberts on Facebook?
I've met him in person.
Oh,
from what I hear.
See you, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Later.
Rocci
Deuces.
gets it. Yeah, we're going to have a conversation. We'll see you.